Indiana Jones 5 now releases after 15 years from the fourth one. This movie has some divides, so let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing an Indiana Jones 5 spoiler-free review, so don't worry about spoilers. Will I do a spoiler review? I don't know. This one is spoiler review worthy because there's stuff I want to talk about, but I mean, that's just something for me to rant off about, because stuff in this movie I love, stuff in this movie I hate. That's why there will be 3 segments in this video. Well, 4 if you count the actual review. 1, the good. 2, the bad. And 3, the ending, because Jake was not happy about that, and he is no longer Jake. But before I give my review, let's see what other people thought. Welcome Pete and Hannah's Watchlist to give their thoughts on Indiana Jones 5.
Thanks, Kid Reviews. Welcome to Pete and Hannah's review show. What's next? The host, Peter Mitchell and Hannah.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the elevator pitch. We pick up where Indiana Jones is retiring from his archaeology professorship, and his goddaughter comes down. They start searching for the Dial of Destiny, and they take on Nazis. Reasons to see this end.
Indiana Jones is back.
Reasons not to see this movie. This movie is terrible. It is bad.
And
if you liked any of the Indiana Jones movies, do not see this one. It will wreck your views of the great Indiana Jones. The first 20 minutes where they go back in the past and an AI has taken over his face. Man, they should have taken over his voice too, because he sounds like an old man.
Yes.
Mate, rating for this movie, Hen?
I fell asleep.
It is I fell asleep, because we actually both fell asleep in this movie.
And we don't even feel bad about it.
We love your channel, Kid Reviews. Back to you.
Thanks, Pete and Hannah. Now, let's get on with the review. So, to start off with the good, let's start off with the de-aging on Indy. That first 20 minutes was really, really good. I think it worked on the de-aging. I know a lot of people were mixed on the de-aging technology, but it looked like Indiana Jones, and it felt like young Indiana Jones. It felt like him after Last Crusade, which, by the way, is my favorite Indiana Jones movie, so pretty happy with that. And it felt like classic. It felt classic. Did the movie feel classic? We'll get on to that later. But it felt like Indiana Jones. I thought that it set everything up perfectly. And was the send-off good? We will talk about that in... Oh my god, yeah. So, for the final installment, it started off with classic Indiana Jones. Well, we think it's the final installment. It started off with classic Indiana Jones, and yeah, the first 20 minutes was really good. Then we get into more aged Indiana Jones. He's kind of sad, lonely, depressed. We'll find out reasons why later. I'm not going to say why, but we'll find out later on. Yeah, he's kind of lonely and sad and depressed. And then we start off our big adventure. So, the good thing that comes to mind about the big adventure is they don't go out of their way to make him, he's super fit for an 80. He can do giant backflips off buildings and barely get a scratch. No, they make it reasonable. Kind of. The ending I will talk about. I won't go into spoilers, but I will talk about that ending. And how it's not really, So it's reasonable that you can believe what he does. Some stuff you will stretch your imagination for. But most of the part it's pretty tamed. And then we get the dial. Now, to start off with the dial, it started off pretty well, pretty normal, explained very well. Later on, you can kind of see where things are going, and they go drastic from that. It's very, very weird. But the concept of Zao is good. The execution is... I'll get into that. And for the last thing about the good, I want to mention the duo, or kind of trio, in this movie, because there's another kid who tags along. But I liked it. I know a lot of people were giving that duo, like, really bad stuff, but I thought it was good, and I thought it felt like it has aged up, and yeah, so that's it with the good. The bad, oh god, yeah, I am kind of mixed on this movie. So for the bad thing that comes to mind here, let me just tell you, it goes from one thing and then it explains another. So about the first 20 minutes, there is some stuff that happened, and then later on, it goes weird. It's just weird, and not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked what they did. They didn't really give us time to get it in the, like, oh yeah, that happened. So you don't really care about it when it just briefly mentions it, but it impacted the entire movie, so you could definitely feel it, and yeah, that was not very good. There are some scenes that are pretty bad, if I'm not gonna lie. There are some awkward scenes, there are some bad scenes, there are some, some scenes are not very good. The second third of the movie, oh my god, that was the most mediocre part of the movie. It kind of goes on like a downhill ramp in the movie. It goes from starting off really good, it stays where it goes a bit down, stays where it left off, and then ending. It's just dropping 500 feet down. Yeah. So I don't really have something bad about this movie other than the third part, which I am about to get into. So for the bad, not much except part 3, which is bad, the ending. So the villain is after something that also the heroes are after, and then something happens that leads us into the end, the part of the ending, and then it's kind of weird. Imagine having like a really cool minifigure, right? You have it, and it's so cool. It looks amazing, right? Great design, great everything. You put it in a box, shoot the box with 500 bullets, throw the box off a cliff, fire on the box, and destroy the box. That's what, and then open the box, the minifigure, and then rip it all apart. Yeah. That's what they kind of did with the concept for the ending, because it just went downhill. It was terrible. Well, not terrible, but it was really, really, really bad. And then by the time we leave things off, it feels anticlimactic. Like, you get the climactic ending, and then it just feels anticlimactic. And the way they finish Indy's story, I know a lot of people love. I hated. I thought it was really, really bad. But yeah, for this movie, it kind of left me looking like that. If you see the screen, you know what I mean, right? I enjoyed it, but there were definitely some negatives. Yeah. So for that, let's get into the review system. Alright, we got the review system up and ready, so let's start off with story. So for Indiana Jones 5, it's kind of it's a good story. It's a fine story, I guess. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I'm kind of divided on it because the way the story goes, it goes orientation, complication, resolution. And the resolution, if you just watch the first part, I did not like. So, yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Because the first two things were really good. The ending, yeah. you do not want to see what I give the ending. You really don't. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because I was very divided on it. Because the orientation and climate complication, for the most part, alright. Characters, yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10 as well. Because there's good characters and there are bad characters. There are some really bad characters actually, but there are some also really good characters like Indiana Jones. That's just off the top of my head. Comedy, you know what? I didn't laugh a single time, but a lot of people were laughing. So yeah, I'll give it 7 out of 10 because I did think it was funny. I just didn't laugh. That doesn't mean it's not funny. It just means I just didn't laugh. But it's still alright. Suspense. I was very suspenseful for the ending. Did not pay off. But for the ending, I was very suspenseful. For the entire story, I was very suspenseful. So, yeah, I gotta give this one a 8 because I was very suspenseful and very shocked at some scenes, like the ending, because I was very shocked of how bad it was. Action, I will give. Well, it doesn't go out as supposed to be so actiony, but then the ending and the final battle or something you can say. Yeah, the ending was not very good, guys. It ruined a lot of stuff. Action, so I'll give it a 7 as well. Ending. I'll give it a 1. But that's it. Like, I don't want to talk about the ending. It's really bad. The ending is terrible. 1 out of 10. Concept, we'll give it 8 because I'm down for more Indiana Jones Adventure. Execution, because of the ending, I will give it a 5. It would have been a 9 if the ending wasn't so bad. Horror, there's no horror in this movie, and I thought if they added horror, it would kind of downgrade the movie because in the Indiana Jones horror is always fun. And there is Indiana Jones horror, but it's not scary horror. So, yeah, you can give this one a 9. Storylines. I'm not going to include the ending for this pick because I don't want to give it a bad score for the movie because of that really bad ending. Storylines. For the storylines, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because Indiana Jones storylines with his goddaughter was good. The kid, even though I didn't really like him, he had a good storyline. Like, it's good. They're good storylines. It's just, yeah, the ending, not very good. So let me do the math and I'll be right back. Okay, so for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it gets a 64 out of 100. Me and the calculator did the math, so we know it is a 64 out of 100. So, where does it land? Is Indiana Jones going to land in middle of the road? Is it going to land in Don't Watch? Is it going to land in Hall of Fame? So, if we take a look at the review system, we can see that this movie ticked off the right boxes. Which I think, for a final Indiana Jones movie, I think as long as it's not bad, it's fine. I like the movie. It's I can comfortably say it's good. So yeah, Indiana Jones 5. Well, while it's not the super big climax and a really good resolution for our character, it's kind of the opposite. It's a good movie overall, and you should see it wherever you want, but this is just my opinion. What did you think of the movie? Well, let me check in the comments. Also, for the Flash spoiler review, we did get some comments, so I will give the people shout-outs. In my next one, I will say what they said, but yeah, I don't have it on me right now. I probably should have prepared it. So, the people who commented on the Flash video, Pete and Hannah's Watch List, Cole8, and Mile is angry that Twitter hasn't been deleted. So thank you for commenting on my Flash spoiler review. Thank you for letting me know your thoughts. And yeah, what did you think of Indiana Jones? Yeah, let's see. Let me just say this. Well, let me just say this one last time. You know what I mean. Jake, out.